So we're seeing a lot of drama unfolding right now, and to sum it all up, it's as clear as day that Apple has been using iMessage to bully Android users as a strategic business practice, and they are doing it at the expense of their own users. If you are an iPhone user, and by the end of this video, you aren't at least a little upset, a little disappointed in Apple, I hate using this term, but you are an Apple sheep. And I'll link to the definition below for those of you who need to read that. So let's back up and see what's going on. A couple of days ago, the Wall Street Journal came out with a piece titled, quote, "Why Apple's iMessage is Winning. Teens dread the green text bubble." And in short, it highlighted two things. First, as a result of the Apple versus Epic Games court battle, which happened last year, thousands of internal documents were released, and in those documents show conversations with Apple executives considering making iMessage available to Android users, but ultimately chose not to because they knew it would make it much easier for customers to ditch their iPhone for Android phones. Apple knew that iMessage had created a very, quote, locked-in experience, and they continued to double down on that. The article also showed the effect that the dreaded green bubble had on the relationship between Apple and Android users. This is, of course, when someone in your group chat who is not an iMessage user, their messages appear as green. Not only does that expose which of your friends are those dirty Android users, but the features in your chat are actually reduced once one of your friends is green. The video and photos that are sent to and from that green user look like trash because they are sent over what's called SMS and MMS. These are old school forms of texting and communicating that literally nobody uses. You also can't easily remove and add users in the group if someone in there is green. And when you react to a message in the chat with like an emoji, the green user doesn't see that reaction. What they see is a literal transcript that shows that you liked it, which is, it kind of takes away the effect that you were going for when you were just giving a message a thumbs up. This has resulted in iOS users who make up more than 70% of 18 to 24-year-olds in the US shaming their friends for being green. The article documents many cases where people left Android not because they didn't like the Android experience or just their phone in general, but because they were sick of being criticized for being a green bubble by their friends who use iPhones. And Apple is fully aware of all of this. I imagine for a lot of you watching, whether you're an Android user or an iPhone user, you pretty much knew this was all happening. And I honestly don't fault Apple for not making iMessage available on Android. Even their own executives admit that would greatly impact their revenue because a lot of people would probably bounce over to Android if iMessage was over there. But this is where the story gets interesting. The official Android account on Twitter called out Apple on their BS and literally called them bullies for walling off iMessage features. Here is where so many are misreading what Android is saying here. Android is not saying, Apple, this isn't fair. Can you please make iMessage available on our phones? No. What Android/Google is referring to when they say the, quote, solution exists is RCS. RCS stands for Rich Communication Services, and it's a technology developed by Google that brings in all of the rich features you see on many of today's messaging apps, like end-to-end encryption, built-in reactions, the stupid typing bubble that shows when you're typing, high-resolution photo and video sharing, all of it. It's safer technology than what Apple uses on iMessage. It feels like iMessage from a user standpoint, and Google has made this new technology years ago available for anybody, including Apple, to use. So let me sum it up nicely for you. The reason your iMessage experience sucks when you are messaging a green friend isn't because your friend is using a sucky phone. It's because Apple is purposely making your experience suck. Literally, all Apple has to do is quickly integrate a universal profile of the RCS technology into iMessage. That's it. Their users will still be able to use iMessage, have a fluid, beautiful conversation with any friend, regardless of their phone or carrier. Your experience as an iPhone user would be improved if Apple did this. But they won't, because Apple is ran by very, very smart people. And they know that if they enabled this feature, the only other value that iMessage would really bring is you can play chess with your friends over text, and you can animate a poop emoji with your mouth. Now, for many of you watching, I know right now you probably feel the same way you did when you were 8 years old and you found out Santa Claus isn't real. For some of you, based on your grammar in the comments, I'm going to guess that might have been last year. It's painful, I know. But if it helps you feel better, go ahead and drop your insults down in the comments below. I'm here to help you, baby, all right? Until next time, this is Pixel Junkie. Thanks for watching.